Hello everyone, this is the Pennsylvania and Florida Eastern here, back again with another review series video. This is a Broadway Limited Imports M1a, number 6775. This model is based off of the real one that is currently being held at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. It's in sadder shape than it is in model form, but it's interesting because this has the pilot on this model is not the modern pilot. This has a switcher pilot where you basically stand on the lower deck plates are pretty much at the same height as the bottom of the wheel of the pilot, right over here. It's a really good model. This is a Paragon 1 model. This is their 6th model. Product number 006. Here's the box right here. It's got quantum sound. Now, it's not the top-end quantum sound, but at the time, this was pretty much the beginning. I could be wrong, but I've seen lots of dislike for Paragon 1. There are people who like them. They are affordable, usually, but some people try to upmark the price for these things to try and get them to $300, which I say to them, no, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Don't even try it. Hello, cat. Welcome back. So, this is what the box looks like. If you see a box like this on eBay, expect that it'll probably say this on there, Paragon. The Paragon series were... after the J1E or J1D that Broadway Limited made, which was pretty much their first own engine that they made, things got better in quality in terms of gear running quality. I didn't hear much about the motor running quality. I could be wrong if it is actually worse, but it's really the gear quality, especially when it comes to cracking gears, it's susceptibility of cracking gears. And for the model at the time, it's actually well detailed. It does have a lot of molded parts. I would say the amount of detail is similar towards the Bachmann K4 that's behind it. However, the paint is in DGLE. However, it's a lighter shade of DGLE. Compared to the previous models we've done, it's a little bit off of Broadway Limited's other models, DGLE, for steam. Diesels tend to have this lighter tone version of it. I don't know why, but it is what it is, I guess. So let me take it off the track. We'll get a closer look at it. I'll have to decouple it and then take the plug out, which is always fun. Never mind. I won't take the plug out. I'll just hold it a certain way then. So as you can see, there's a lot of molded on detail near the cab on the firebox's boiler jacket. But there is some grab irons that run all the way across the front. On the boiler, there's some more. If it focuses, let's go. Focus. There we go. Some more molded on detail. It's the same on the other side. There is separately applied detail below. That's not just molded on detail, especially near the back. That's just a drawbar, which is very old school looking. Let's focus. Let's go. Focus. There we go. There's an air tank there and some pipes that go along the side. I think this is the preheater pipe unless it's on the other side. Yeah, that's the preheater pipe cylinder. Got your cylinders here. Drive wheels look good. It's got die-cast chassis. It's a really great running model. I haven't had any issues with this model. Oh yeah, and the cab opens and closes. If you look at the bottom right there, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool for... God, I don't know how old this model is. Here's the double pumps. Now, can somebody tell me why they're double pumps, or is there usually like two pumps on a steam engine? Because there's two pumps. And I'm wondering why there's two pumps, because usually on a steam engine I only see one, unless maybe there's one hidden somewhere else on it that's not on the other side. I don't know. I noticed that some steam engines have two pumps and some do not have two pumps. They just have one. So I find that interesting. We'll get that more centered. There's a box right there. I'm not sure what that does. I'm glad that this is not symmetrical deck plating, so that's pretty cool. You get to see more of that graphite, almost bare metal kind of firebox look right there. Some more piping. It says made in China. There's a sticker on the bottom if it focuses. Let's go. There we go. Made in China, except it's upside down. The rear trailing truck is mainly molded detail. Not so much as much detail as the other side. Some more molded on detail on the firebox jacket and on the boiler jacket. Front's pretty detailed. It just doesn't have any. I wish I might paint these marker lights around the bottom of the pilot where the coupler cut bar is. Just get a small dab of red on the front and a gold on the sides. It's in pretty good condition. I don't know what this air tank in the front is. Maybe somebody could tell me that. And the keystone looks really good. Overall, for a model that doesn't have like the modern day, details, it's a pretty good looking model. So for those who don't know what an M1a is, or what does it stand for, the M1a is a Pennsylvania prototype that is made specifically by Pennsylvania. I don't know if any other railroads, like the Long Island Railroad, had any, which was like almost like a subdivision of the Pennsylvania. But this was a locomotive to tackle freight, mainly to go across the mountain, and also passenger service. This was a dual service locomotive. So this is a variant of the coast to coast tender that has a 6-wheel truck on each end, rather than the one you usually see that's like an 8x8 truck. There's a doghouse on it. Looks pretty nice. Now the rear headlight on this does not work, or any of the marker lights. This was a really bare bones kind of model. There's a deck plate. There's no crew figures. There's a deck plate right there. Now, there's no alternate hole to make the coupling closer, but I think that's okay. I'm not that worried about it. You can always probably modify and switch another one. There's a screw on it in the bottom to switch for a newer maybe one or something that you can forge on your own. And if you have a fabricator or something. There's no crew figures, unfortunately. Again, this is an old model, so I'm guessing they didn't really do a lot. They just made the steam engines. There's some grab irons in the tender. The detail for the tender, it's got like that plastic Bachmann kind of like coal load. It's not a real coal load like the more modern ones have. I wonder how they cleaned the real coal load so it's not dusty when you touch it. It's amazing. You got the front of the coal bunker. The doors, I don't know if they're probably for maintenance and cleaning. Tuscan red on the top of the tender tank part where they store the water. Hatches do not open. Grab irons look nice. I don't know what these are. I don't know what these are. Someone could probably tell me what those are. There's a ladder behind the shield or whatever this is called, the back plate of the bunker, probably to keep the coal from sliding off and whatnot. There's no crew inside the doghouse, but there's a little chair in there that's probably molded with the with this piece right here. Rear coupler cut lever, the ladder back there. This is looks like a metal coupler. Could be KD, I don't know. There's no front coupler. It's actually just a dummy plastic coupler. And you can't really swap it out. It's just sprung loaded. This is a dummy coupler. You can't really double hand this engine, which is a shame. So I'm guessing after Paragon 1, they pretty much did a remodel on the front of the Pilot so that you can put a regular coupler on there and couple it with like other engines, and so you can double head it and whatnot and push or pull things. So yeah, this is a pretty nice model for the age, and it runs pretty well. I got it used on eBay for about $200, which I think is a good deal to get these Paragon 1 engines, especially the M1. So if you're looking for an M1, definitely go on eBay and see if anybody's trying to sell these for $200. If there's somebody's trying to offer it, definitely ask around $200, $220. I wouldn't pay any more than that personally. All right, so let's see what's inside the box. I want to make sure we get everything out of there. This is your owner's manual for non-articulate steam engines, which is interesting. I don't think you would have to say that. I would just say, well, I'm guessing costs were kind of cut to say, oh, this is for steam engines of the Pennsylvania, or steam engines of this. But look at that, you got some more stuff. There were product advertisement behind there. Wow, look at that horn and bell. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's a Quantum 2-button activator. $30 at the time. That must have been, I don't know how much that is now. I don't even know if people bought that. They got questions and FAQs inside this book. I don't know if the modern ones did. I didn't really look at those that much. I really just wanted to know, how do you operate this thing? Looks like we got CV values. Program option number. Like, look at this. This is old stuff. Let's see. Is there any F? Nope. Here's the function key. There's only 12 functions. They have a shutdown feature, a pop-off valve, a boiler blowdown, and short air let-off as the short air let-off. Mute functions F8. Brake squeal, water injector, neutral. Oh, if you're in neutral. So in forward and reverse, so it looks like there's actually 24 functions. Well, not really 24, but somewhere around 20 functions, depending on if you're moving or not. That's pretty interesting. I would have to say that's pretty complicated. I'm surprised we don't have stuff like that today. Yeah. It is really interesting. Not really 20, but it's got like it's just strange how they have some different sound files. I think water injector and brake flanges share the same thing, but that's when it's not moving, and when it's moving, it's a brake squeal. That's pretty cool. I'm surprised they didn't. Well, obviously right here, that's when you see like the difference between different sounds. Right here. Oh my gosh, I've been showing the wrong thing. But yeah, I was talking about, it says short let-off valve like 4 times, but then you got like the different ones on when you're going to neutral and you're not moving it, and then when you move it, it's just all the same thing. It's cool. There's no backup light. Okay, I think this is really just a model that they made just so that people can get more Pennsylvania stuff out there. I'm not sure if the Paragon K4 does that. I'm not sure if I'm going to get one of those. I don't know about those for me to say, but yeah. Oh, they got CVs. There you go. You got some CV stuff going on over here. That's interesting. Oh yeah, and they got like this. This is probably what it looks like inside the tender and whatnot. Not in this tender, but I'm guessing this model is probably like one of those Hudson tenders or something. So yeah, this is what you probably get, and this is a maintenance booklet, and that's pretty much what's inside the model. It's pretty cool. You can pretty much lube the worm gear right there on the end of the motor. And the motor looks pretty solid. It's got a flywheel on it, which is pretty cool. I won't open that. But if you do, like, you can probably look it up online. And it's got a DCC users. The regulated throttle control and speed control features described in your instruction manual are not available on this unit at this time. This will not affect the conventional or analog performance of this unit in any way. These two functions have been eliminated because of threats of litigation by Mike's Train House. Oh, look at this. We got some shade throwing around even in this thing right here. Look at that. Well, Mike's Train House doesn't exist anymore, so, yeah. QSI believes the claim that Mike's Train House is unfounded because these control features were developed by QSI and others and were in use long before Mike's Train House claims to have invented them. QSI does not believe that Quantum Sound Systems infringes any MTH patent. However, until this matter is resolved, QSI wants you to be protected from any harassment or interference with your use and enjoyment of the quantum system. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you and trust that you can look forward to years of uninterrupted enjoyment of your model train. Broadway Limited Imports. Look at that. That's an interesting piece. I'm pretty sure this paper in itself would be worth a lot of money. Personally, I would think that would be worth a lot because it's like looks like one of those rare. I'm pretty sure there was more of these, but I don't know. This is a funny piece of info that they added with this locomotive. That's pretty cool. And the term that they were throwing shade at each other and like, hey, what? So I'm wondering, what was MTH doing at the time? Like, were they harassing customers and whatnot, saying, oh, you bought this product from them? How dare you? It steals our technology. So I'm guessing MTH has been doing some kind of shady shit lately, which is a no bueno if you ask me. Wow. Well, they don't exist anymore. They liquidated themselves because the guy's like, well, I'm done. Well, Mike Wolf. He's like, well, I'm done, so bye, is what he's basically doing. And everyone's like, well, what about the O-scale stuff? Well, you're stuck with Lionel as the biggest one. Alrighty. Got the track power on. We're going to run the locomotive. That's enough controversy for today. So I'm going to do some track cleaning while we're running this locomotive, if you don't mind. Probably should have done it before the video, but you know what? Get to see a little bit of it. Get to see this thing in action. You know, that's one of the cool things is get to see people cleaning their layouts. Now I'm going to uncouple my coach, or rather baggage car, and then I'm going to put it down with an alcohol pad. I know some people probably wondering, and I'm going to address them. No, they don't mess with the paint of my carriages or locomotives. I even got some residue on my finger, and when I touch the locomotive, it doesn't come off. None of the paint comes off. It just, again, it doesn't really come. But I don't recommend you letting it sit in alcohol. But I haven't had any issues really with the paint or anything while using alcohol pads to clean wheels or anything or the track. All right, let's start her up. Got the wrong number addressed. Look at that. As usual. All right, 6775 has been found. Let's go. Wow, that sound quality is amazing for the time, right? That was a little bit soft, but it's alright. Let's see, does the headlight work? No. That looks like the LED's gonna have to be replaced. I don't know why it's not doing anything. Well, we'll get it going. Headlight didn't go on forward. You hear the motor. There we go. Well, Come on. It's really quiet though. That's kind of the downside. I don't hear a lot of sound in the background. But there it goes. It's not the slowest thing in the world, but it's pretty slow. It's pretty good. Looks like it's got a good motor. I personally feel like if it was possible to get into the CVs to change the motor control, it could probably be better, but judging how old this decoder is, I don't know if that's really possible. I'll have to look. But, you could probably just put like in a TCS wow in that thing and that will be alright. So we're going to have her go around. I'm not going to go too fast. You'll see her in the background in a second. Here she comes. That's strange. The volume just changed a bit. Well, this locomotive is more than 10 years old. It may be my second, well, it's probably my second oldest locomotive. I don't know how old the PCM by Broadway Limited is during the Paragon era, but this is pretty much the oldest Broadway Limited made one that is for Broadway Limited that I have. It'll probably be the only one. I'm more into the more modern stuff, really, especially when like it comes to like other brands like Bachmann over here. This is a 7-year-old engine, a 7 to 8-year-old engine, and it runs like brand new. And I also have a TGV, which came out like maybe 5 years ago, and anything pretty much older than that, unless it's Lima, it's too ancient for me to really accept. Because usually after that, it's just those TGV models are like ridiculous. No, there's the alternate whistle where it does like a special toot version of the main whistle. I don't know how to really activate it, but you just gotta hold it for like a second or two, I guess. Somewhere between there. It's a good runner. I really like how it runs. It does the job right. I haven't run this engine very much, mainly because the sounds are not like my favorite thing in the world, but it works and it runs. It looks really nice. I might do some paint and customization for the marker lights to make it look more jeweled and have, you know, color, some more color, I guess. I want to make it look like they operate, because I liked how the when I used to do one ON30, which is basically O scale, but on narrow gauge track, which is HO track. One of my models was a DC model. It's pretty much Bachmann's entry level, like kind of train set model, which is like a 260 Mogul. It had painted marker lights on the top. It was like red and then green on the side. I'm like, huh, that's really interesting. That's pretty cool. It was painted. It was, you know, just a regular gloss Ferrari red or something with like a very green gloss kind of sides. Those marker lights. Nice runner. Now you're probably wondering why you're running the FOM coaches behind it. You never know. M1s pulled a lot of stuff during their day. They were pretty versatile users, and they're pretty famous by people who know the Pennsylvania. The M1s are like, were beasts at the time for what they did. They were mountain haulers. That's why they're mountain types. 482s. And the Berkshires were 284s. Basically the reverse of this wheel arrangement. Now, I'm unsure why the M1s had a unique version of the coast-to-coast tender. I noticed a number letter designation for the coast-to-coast tender. I just don't remember what it is, and I don't care because the coast-to-coast tender's name itself is good enough for me. But it has a different truck arrangement. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of weight or what, or maybe it was the earlier rendition of the coast-to-coast tender, and they just never changed it. I'm surprised they didn't go with the 8-wheel trucks. Instead, they went with the 6-wheel trucks. This also applies with the K4 that has coast-to-coast tender when Broadway Limited released it with the Paragon 3. I don't know if they did the coast-to-coast for the K4 before that, but Paragon 3 had the coast-to-coast tender with the K4, and it was also the same wheel arrangement on the tender as the M1. Does anybody know why that is? That would be cool, but it is what it is, I guess. Would I get another M1? I don't know. To be honest with you, this is the last Broadway Limited engine that we'll be reviewing as of now. This is the last Pennsylvania steam engine, too. Not really. That's a joke right there. There is one more that we'll be reviewing. And if anybody has seen my channel long enough, may know what that engine will be. It's a steamer. It's a Pennsylvania. But this is my last Broadway Limited engine that we'll be reviewing as of now. We'll have her come to a stop. The chuffing sounds are not that really bad. It's just that the quality of the sound could be a lot better. And maybe a little bit more bass to that chuffing too. It's not bad. I mean, I would find that more acceptable for like other steam engines, but you know, you got what you got with the technology at the time, I guess. So yeah, M1a PRR from Broadway Limited Imports. They're pretty much their 6th model or something like that. It's the 6th product number. And then when you see like the more modern ones, they got 4,000 or something, or 5,000 product number. I don't know why, but it must be their 5,000th product range. It's very interesting. So yeah, why end it on a high note for Broadway Limited by pretty much one of their first models? So, what's my overall gist of it? Sounds for the time are probably pretty good. I don't know if there was any better decoder out there at the time. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. Really, it was QSI that had a lot of decoders at the time, and they had a higher end quality decoder too that had more functions and whatnot. But this was pretty much one of the bare ones that kind of like the soundtracks, the ones you used to get in old Bachmann models, or pretty much the soundtracks that you get today on Bachmann's steam engines. It just says DCC and sound ready or something, or DCC sound value. You know, that's pretty much what this pretty much was back then. DCC sound value is what this engine probably was. I don't know how much it was MSRP at the time, but I'm pretty sure it would be overpriced by today's standards. Maybe back then for their standards, I'm guessing it was probably $300. If it was more than that, that's ridiculous for this model. I'm pretty sure a brass model would knock it out of the park. But as a model to have, and given by its age, it's still running today, and it's still kept in pretty good condition, I have to say that this is a really good model. Now, when you try to buy one of these, if you want a cheap M1a, just make sure the model runs. Ask the guy, especially on eBay, if it runs. Check the condition of it. See if they got a lot of photos on it. Ask for more photos if they don't have enough photos. because I heard some people got an M1 and some stuff crapped out, and I don't know exactly what it was. I don't remember on the top of my head, but somebody's engine poo-pooed out. Now, luckily, with these older engines that I have with the PCM and this one, the Paragon 1, I haven't had any issues, which is I would have to say I'm very fortunate to have, and I not to gloat about it, but that's pretty nice that I didn't have any problems. But yeah, I would say this engine's a solid engine to have. If you can get one, get it. If you don't have an M1A and you want a Pennsylvania solid steamer, that's of good size. This is a big engine, by the way. The tender is pretty big. It's a huge engine. It's that long. It's just like I can't even measure it. I don't have a measurement tape. Anyways, I don't want to drag this for way too long. This is the Pennsylvania and Florida Eastern signing out for this review. And until next time, see you later.